My dear boys and girls, welcome to Jubu and Astrology, and today in this video we're gonna talk about beautiful looking spouse by astrology. If you are a male, then you can just watch this video for your wife. If you are a female, you can watch this video for your husband as well. So spouse means like for male it's like their wife, and for female it's their husband, as simple as that. Or we can say that beautiful spouse astrology. So in this video we're gonna talk about all about spouse astrology, who will get beautiful looking spouse, such a beautiful spouse that when everyone see your spouse and they were like, oh my god, this person have such a beautiful spouse, or oh my god, this girl has such a handsome husband, wow. And maybe someone see your wife and they was like, oh my god, this man has such a beautiful wife, wow. So who will get such a great, such a beautiful, such a charming, such a adorable wife? Today I am gonna talk about that kind of spouse who will get really beautiful spouse, right? It's not like just a normal thing like you will get a good spouse compared to no. Today our topic is beautiful, that whenever person see you, your spouse, they would be like, wow. So that kind of spouse we are going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. I would like to tell you before you move forward, you can directly take consultation from us. We have created a website now. It's so simple. You can go there, link in description and the comment section below. You can just click there and just click of a button, you can just simply purchase directly consultation from us as the instruction are given on the website, and then we will just help you out in the consultation. Okay guys, so for that links are in comment section and description. You can purchase consultation also. So now let's move on to our topic, beautiful looking spouse by astrology. So guys, who will get a beautiful spouse? So for looking at the spouse, we're gonna have to, first thing when we think about our spouse in astrology, in Vedic astrology, we have first thing in our mind, and that is 7th house. So guys, generally when someone look at your spouse, or we think about our spouse, so we have this perception that we're gonna have to see the 7th house. Directly we move to our 7th house, like 7th house, the spouse of your 7th house is the house of your spouse. Well, that's right, but today our topic is to look the beautiful spouse. For that we have to see some tricky things, right? I'm going to tell you the biggest secret of looking at the beautiful spouse, right? So for that, what you need to see, let me just tell you. People say that you have to see first lord, you have to see first house, 7th house, planets in the 7th house, a lot of things, although these things also matter. But today I'm gonna tell you the most important thing, right? So we will talk about all these things in some other video. We will discuss about that. For that you have to subscribe our channel. So now let me just tell you what is the magical way to see your beautiful spouse. So for that you need to see 2nd and 8th house also. What you are talking about? Now people are saying to me, what you are talking about, the 2nd house and 8th house for spouse beauty? Yes. Now let me just tell you how you can, now let me just tell you what I'm talking about. For beautiful looking spouse, 1st house, 7th house, 2nd house and 8th house, these are the most important houses for your spouse beauty, right? So first of all, what you need to do is simply look at which planets are placed in your 2nd and 8th house, right? You can just comment down below which planets are there in the 2nd and 8th axis of your 2nd and 8th house of your chart. Why I'm talking about the 2nd and 8th house? Now people may ask, like, why are you talking about the 2nd and 8th house? So let me just tell you, 2nd house represent your face, okay? 1st house is your overall body, overall your body structure and all these kind of stuff, and a lot of different things. 7th house is same thing for your spouse. But what is 2nd house? 2nd house represent your face, yeah, and the 8th house represent your spouse face, right? So we have to see the planet not only in the 1st and 7th house but also in the 2nd and 8th house. In fact, I have seen that if you have good planets in the 2nd and 8th house, right, 2nd or 8th house I can say, or 2nd and 8th house both, so you will get a beautiful spouse. Now let me just tell you the biggest secret. If you have Venus in the 2nd and 8th house, I'm repeating again, If you have Venus in the 2nd or 8th house, I will guarantee you will get a beautiful spouse. No matter even if the Venus is friendly sign, enemy sign, debilitated, exalted, doesn't even matter. If you want to see if you have beautiful spouse, first thing is that if someone has Venus in the 2nd and the 8th axis, you will get a beautiful spouse. The spouse that you can say that yes, I have a spouse who is beautiful and maybe more beautiful than you, right? Because Venus is the main factor of beauty. Whenever you will say something about beauty, you will have to always consider Venus. I have seen many charts which have Venus in the 2nd house or in the 8th house, and they will have a beautiful spouse. Now if you have Venus in the 2nd house, then your self face will be beautiful, right? Because it's your face, and its 7th aspect is on 8th house, which is your spouse face, so it will make your spouse beautiful also, right? If you have Venus in the 8th house, in that case it's your spouse face, so your spouse face will be beautiful, or we can say that spouse will be beautiful. But your second is its 7th aspect is on your 2nd house, so in that case your face also will be beautiful. Now other planet we can also consider is moon. Moon represent, you know, adorable face, very attractive kind of face. So if you have, best combination is that if you have moon and Venus in the 2nd and 8th axis, although it give some problem other also, right, in some cases, not for everyone. But today our topic is not that. Our topic today is to see the beautiful spouse. For that, if you have moon and Venus in the 2nd 8th axis, definitely you will have a beautiful spouse. Let's say for an example, you have Venus in the 2nd house and moon in the 8th house, you will have a beautiful spouse. You have Venus in the 8th house, moon in the 2nd house, you will have a beautiful spouse. You have conjunction of moon and Venus in the 2nd or 8th house, you will definitely have a beautiful spouse, right? Sometime sun Venus conjunction in the 2nd 8th axis also give you beautiful spouse, right? Because if you have sun with the Venus, in that case it increases the charm, right? Also it increases the royal nature, like from a good family kind of things also. So today actually we not have to just move away from our topic. Our topic is beautiful looking spouse. So for that, I have seen a chart in which the person has Saturn in the 7th house, and you know, if you have Saturn in the 7th house, people say that your spouse will be not beautiful and she will not you know, fair in complexion. But the great thing is that person also have Venus in the 8th house, and her spouse is beautiful, and also she is fair in color. Yeah, I have seen her personally. So if you have Venus in the 2nd and 8th axis, I am guaranteeing you that no matter how much malefic influence is there on the 1st or the 7th house, you will get a beautiful spouse, first thing. Now if you don't have Venus in the 2nd or 8th house, does it mean that you will not have a beautiful spouse? Definitely not. There may be other yogas which can which we can see in your chart that you will get a beautiful spouse. For example, let's say you have moon in the 2nd and 8th house, and you will not have any malefic influence on the 1st, 7th, 2nd, 8th axis, like Rahu, Ketu, Saturn are not influencing your 2nd, 8th, 1st, 7th, 2nd, 8th, 1st, 2nd houses are not afflicted by Rahu, Ketu or Saturn. They are not aspecting to these houses, any of these houses. In that case, the chances are that you will get a beautiful spouse. Maybe you have Jupiter moon over there, so again you will get a beautiful, fair looking, beautiful, charming spouse. So we have a lot of yogas, but today's topic of this video is to see, like, in 1 second you see the chart and you will say that you will have a beautiful spouse. For that, you're gonna have to see the moon and Venus. If you have moon and Venus in the 2nd or 8th house, definitely you will have a beautiful spouse. In fact, I can say in some cases Venus in the 7th house can give beautiful spouse, but more in the 2nd or 8th house Venus can give more beautiful spouse. Maybe the reason is like 2nd house, maybe like it's because of the face kind of thing. Now 2nd house represent your face and 8th house is your spouse face. So that's why I have seen the charts in which, like, also by the way, you're gonna have to see Navmansha also, and a lot of factor, right, for looking the proper chart. For that you can have to need a consultation, and that's link are in description below. So you must not have to judge your chart just by one thing, but today's our topic is simply to tell you that you can see yourself. If you have, let's say for example, Venus in the 2nd and 8th axis, simply that there are high chances that your spouse will be beautiful, right? No matter how much malefic influence is there, chances are that your spouse will be beautiful, right? or you feel that like, oh my god, I have a beautiful spouse. In that case, also sometime people say that you have malefic influence, you have malefic planet there, your spouse will be not beautiful. Some cases I have also seen that they have malefic planet, like I have discussed in this video, one combination that the person has Saturn in the 7th house and he has Venus in the 8th house. That's why he has a beautiful spouse. Not like that you only have to see the 7th house for the spouse. You're gonna have to see a lot of things, and most importantly the 2nd and 8th house are important for looking the beauty aspect of your spouse. Also, I would like to say that we're gonna have to see the Dharakarka, and now people will ask, what is this Dharakarka? That's a good question. So Dharakarka is the planet with the lowest degree excluding the Rahu Ketu. So among the 7 planet, we have to see the planet with the lowest degree, and we do not see the Rahu Ketu. Rahu Ketu we have to exclude. So from Sun, Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn and Mars. Among these 7 planets, the planet with the lowest degree become your Dharakarka. Let's say for an example, you have Venus as your Dharakarka again. So that again represent a beautiful spouse. So we will also discuss in the future upcoming videos about Dharakarka kind of series. So today our topic is simply to explain you the beautiful looking spouse. Hope this video help you. I am again saying one thing, that don't jump to a conclusion just by looking at the one thing. But yes, if you have Venus in the 2nd 8th axis, that there is a high chances that you will have a beautiful spouse. But even if you don't have this placement, then I have seen many charts that have such a beautiful spouse without this placement. For that you need a consultation, you need just a deep look. You have to look at the nakshatras, you have to look at the D9 chart, you have to look at the D7 chart. So for that we need to elaborate more, we need to just see more and more deep, and then we can analyze and tell you that yes, this will be the result and there are the chances of getting the beautiful spouse. So guys, hope this video help you. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.